Yeah, hi, good afternoon, sir. So, guys, welcome to the first class of for the cybersecurity blue team. Okay, so Adi sir will be the trainer for this batch, and so this particular session
Yeah,
will
hi, good
be.
afternoon, sir.
I hope everyone can listen to me, right? Yeah. So, Adi, I have made you the co-host. You can start the session and with your introduction, and you can take over.
अरे आवाज बाहर आता है ने
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I hope I'm audible.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you for the confirmation. So you can see, okay, Perfect Samay is here. Emmanuel is there. Vaibhav, Mansoor, Alok, Ratna, Patel, and Nadari as well. Nice. Hi, everyone. Adi this side, and I'll be an instructor for the day and for
मेरे
the
बैग में
session.
हेडफोन हटा लगा दे फिलहाल वो बैग
Uh,
में
Mansoor, your mic is on. Perfect. Thank you. Yeah. So as I was saying, I'll be a presenter for the day, and we'll be discussing about security plus concepts. See, we are here to learn about into cybersecurity, right? We'll be discussing a lot of concepts over here. So before we go and dive technical into these kind of topics and many more, what I would prefer is let's start with some introduction so that we can know each other. So what I will do, I will be calling out your names as for the rest, which I can see in front of me. And as per that, you guys can give a just brief about yourself, okay? Starting with, awesome, let me see the list. Starting with Samir. Yeah. Samir, you there?
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Myself is Samir Walia. I am from Himachal Pradesh, and
Awesome,
I
awesome. Mhm.
my BTech from Ludhiana Gujarat Group of Institutes, and now I am I have a passion for joining the cybersecurity blue team. So I thought of joining this networking course.
Awesome. What did you do in your grads in your BTech?
Sir, I have done computer science engineering with specialization in IoT and cybersecurity.
Oh, crazy man. That's awesome. That's pretty awesome. Perfect.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing. Thank you, Samir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Moving on with Alok Tripathi.
Hi, Adi. This side Alok. Basically, I have did BTechs in computer science. Right now, I'm working with Epic since 3 years as a NOC engineer,
Hmm.
and yeah, I'm from UP, Uttar Pradesh. Yeah,
Awesome.
that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Moving on with okay. Alok Tripathi. This was Adari or Alok Tripathi? The one who is in knock. Was it knock? Was it
Yeah,
knock?
I'm only.
Oh, Alok. Okay. Okay. Moving on with Adari then. Adari Swami.
Actually, my name is Adari Swami. I have 4.5 years experience with Schneider Electric. I'm working as a Schneider, like a cybersecurity engineer with networking. I'm
Okay.
looking for some certificates, so I joined
Hmm.
this. I
Awesome.
joined this program.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Moving on with um, Ajay. Okay. We have Mansoor as well. Mansoor.
Well, hi, good morning all. I am Mansoor and I have total 10 to 12 plus years of experience in network security. Currently, I'm working with Tech Mahindra and I'm residing out of Qatar at the moment,
Hmm.
out of India, and I'm staying in Qatar now at the moment. This will be like my first cyber security enrollment. Like I'm planning my roadmap to shift my career from network security to cyber security.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Like I joined bit late. Like you are Adi, right?
Yeah. Correct. And we are just
Okay.
starting,
Yeah.
so we're just going to the introduction part.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving on with Pratna.
Hi, so I just done my plus two and then came to Canada. But like I have very much interest in cybersecurity as well as ethical hacking, so I'm just pursuing the online courses for certification.
Awesome. Thank you. Moving with Samay.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, Samay.
Something this side. I didn't complete my BTech in biotech in 2015. I have an experience
Samay,
in
I'm really
10 to
sorry to
12
cut you
years.
in between. Samay, your voice is not clear.
Okay, okay. Just hold. Are you audible?
Can you please repeat that again? It's less.
Are you audible right now?
Yeah, a bit better.
Yeah, something this side. I completed BTech in 2015. I have an experience in material section at medical engineering. I have
Mm,
validated
Man,
in
man,
7.
I'm losing you
But I
again.
have
It's like your
started,
voice is covered. It's like your
yeah,
voice is
maybe
covered.
network issue is there.
Hmm. No worries, that's
Yeah,
fine. You can fix it. We can hold, keep it on hold. That's fine. Otherwise, you
yeah,
can use
yeah.
that option also. No worries, man.
Right.
Thank you. Now moving on with Vaibhav. Okay. Vaibhav is not here. Cool. And okay, for myself, on this side, as I told you before, I have a pretty good amount of experience into cybersecurity, and I'll be a presenter for the day and for the more sections as well. We'll talk about a lot of bits and bits of cybersecurity, a lot of ifs and nots as well, and what that security is all about. Because we have a mixed audience over here. A couple of you are already experienced, although be it in networking part, but still. We have but freshers as well. So we'll keep things on that tone, and we'll discuss a lot of topics for the same. Uh, just wanted to know, has all of you have joined the group, with the WhatsApp group?
No.
From my side, no.
No.
Not yet. I would request everyone to join the same because I'm gonna share
Not
some, yeah, materials over there, right? I'll share some materials over there, so that you guys can, have those materials with you. Along with that, some labs and some machine links will be shared over there.
Can we
Uh,
get the WhatsApp link to join that group, or are you going
any
to share it here?
okay. Yeah, we can share it over here. Just give me a couple of minutes, okay? Just give me 5 minutes. I'll figure it out. I'm just sharing the link. Just give me a minute. Please check the message in the chat one and let me know if it works.
What?
Yeah, I got the access.
Awesome. Waiting for others as well.
I do.
what I'm doing is I'm sharing the material with you all. It's just that is something which is taking a bit amount of time. Um, Okay, I hope the screen is visible as well to everyone. Yeah, perfect. See, for today's webinar, what we are going to do is we are going to talk about security plus, in which I'll be covering these core portions, which will be AAA. Okay, we'll be talking about these kind of topics throughout the session. So sometimes I'm going to be with the PPT, and sometimes I'm going to shift it to the OneNote just to clear the points and those kind of things. Okay, see, the first thing first, we are talking about security. Correct. If I talk about from here, we're talking about security. So for you, let's try to make it interactive. Okay, I want everyone to answer the questions, and even see if the answers are wrong. Feel free to give the wrong answers. Okay, we are here for the learning purpose. Let's try to make it on that note. Okay, so let's try to make it interactive. If you're shy on mic, please use your chat option. I will keep on monitoring the same. Okay. Now, thing is, we are talking about security. What is security as per you? What is security?
To protect something.
To protect something, exactly. So in real time scenarios, if I talk about real world, what have you implemented as a security? Like in
Just
normal life.
authentication app in the phone.
Nice.
Password, sir.
Passwords, correct. If I talk about from your house perspective, what we have done, we have security guards over there, right? We have CCTV
Yes,
cameras,
sir.
we have walls, we have gates, we have barriers. These are all security. Now, thing is, our lifestyle, our livings has been more inclined towards digital lifestyle, right? Now, everyone is doing the transactions. What they're doing, they're making the online payments. They're not using the cash and giving it to someone else, like which we used to do before, right? We are using digital payments nowadays, right? Your IDs, your data are stored somewhere, online as well. Like your be it your ID card, the details are being stored somewhere in the databases. Everything is online. Everything. We are relying a lot, in the digital lifestyle. So that security is also equally important. So what we are going to cover is more for digital one, which is known as the cyber security, by the way, and we'll talk about different aspects of it. Now, thing is, you have defined security in a very proper way, right? That's what security is. Security is to protect from any kind of a threat or a danger. Definitely it is. But thing is, when we talk about security, we have heard two terms a lot, which are, let me write it for you.
Hello.
Yeah, Akshay. I'm audible to you, Akshay?
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Yes,
We
sir.
have just started it. We have just started it. So you have not missed anything. Okay.
Oh, very good.
Okay. So you guys might have heard about these two terms a lot: information security and your cyber security. Correct. Anyone who can define the difference between these two? Information and cyber.
Cybersecurity is a part of information security, or you can say it is under the umbrella of information security.
Very well said. So information security is more of a broader concept, right? In which cyber security is a subset of it. Right. Very well said. Okay. For others, see, I'll give you a very simple example in order to differentiate between these two. I prefer to give this example a lot. Let's suppose this is a system, okay, your laptop or anything. Inside your laptop, do you have data? Right? Data would be there in any information, be it in terms of pictures, your music, photos, anything for that matter, right? Let's suppose this is your data. Now, okay, to this data, who is the authorized person? For this data, who would be the authorized person?
The one
System,
whose laptop
Mhm.
it is, who is using that thing.
system user.
Correct. The user, exactly. Nice. Now, in order to prevent this data, right, in order to prevent this data from any unauthorized user, What have you implemented as a security over there?
Authentication.
Fingerprint, password, something by pin like that.
Some
Perfect.
authorization for steps, two steps.
Authentication, right? Exactly. Nice. Now see, this way you have protected your data. This way you have protected data from the unauthorized access. This point of time you're talking about in terms of digital security, which is equivalent to your cyber security. Now, awesome thing is you have secured your data. Great. That's awesome. But something is missing. Can you tell me what is that?
Backup?
Okay.
Sorry, your voice was like I didn't understand. Something is missing. What is that? Something needs to be protected. Data you have protected. What is missing?
Device. Hardware device.
Hardware device, the asset itself, the laptop, right? We have not talked about its security. So if I say that, okay, I have this laptop and I will just, lock it somewhere inside the cupboard. Now this way, I got a complete picture. My asset is secure. My data is secure. That is what is known as the information security, the complete picture which you have. So that is what we are saying. Information security is more of a broader concept. See, data can be in any form. It is not in digital way. What if I talk about a document? Documents are also your data, right? The one which you have in the physical paper, A4 sheets, right? That is also information. That is also your data.
If what if I click the picture with my mobile, okay, which is the data which is present on my laptop, and if I keep it in my mobile and then if I expose it to the world outside, how will I protect that one?
See, interesting. Who is exposing it? The attacker or you yourself? Somehow, if your mobile got hacked and through that your photos are leaked, right? That can be the condition. One way. Is that a question?
Yes, yes. Like for example, let's say someone is roaming behind me. Okay, if I am accessing my laptop, if he click something which is very confidential on my machine, and he just take that snap and he left out.
Yes, exactly. That is also one thing. So see, a lot of things are there. To be very honest, the term which is very specific to the thing which you're talking about, we can discuss about it, social engineering. We call it social engineering. Okay, that kind of an attack. First thing first. Social engineering. Okay. The one which you're talking about that someone is roaming behind you, just something which we see in ATM lines also, right? You never know who is on behind you and they can take the picture. Shoulder surfing. That is what is known as. Right? So somehow they are leaking your information. They are trying to retrieve your information. That is an attack which is happening against us, right? That is an attack. So for that, you might have heard about a solution. First of all, have you heard about privacy screen?
We have it on our iPhones.
iPhones, right? So like someone from side angle won't be able to see your screen. That is the security measures which you will take over there. Correct. Secondly is situational awareness. It is always said that when you're working, obviously when you're working, it's a confidential matter. It's a confidential data. So if someone is behind you or roaming around, what you need to do is you need to lock your screen, take a pause from the work, and wait till that person is gone. Because we do have the insider threats. I agree with that. We do have the insider threats, right? So in order to prevent from them, privacy screen and situation awareness would be required so that you can secure your data, right? So this is the solution for it. And in case if it is hacked, see the bigger picture would be the information security leak. We will call it like information security leak. It is a data breach has happened. So we'll be using the bigger term over here. Okay. Clear? Mansoor, I hope you got your answer.
Yeah, got it. Yeah.
Awesome. Now, so a lot of concepts are there when we talk about security. We are implementing a lot of security measures in order to prevent our data. That I totally agree with you. Right? We're implementing a lot of measures. But the thing is, my question from you all would be just one small thing. Can we ever claim 100% security?
No.
No.
Never.
No, right?
No one can get it.
Absolutely.
We can
100.
prevent it. No one can get
But we cannot, yeah, claim it. Right? We can try the best of ours, but we can never claim it. So 100% security is a myth. Being very clear, 100% security is surely a myth. We can never ever claim 100% security. Nobody can. Even you have a, just if I take a real-time example, even if you have a security guard, you have, Z plus security, you have CCTV cameras around it, you have a, armed vehicle, everything if you have top notch, doesn't matter. You will never know what can happen, right? So what we can do is we can have, from our end, what we can do is we can have the best security which we can implement with us. We can try to have that. That's all we can do. So in order to achieve that, what we do, we implement a concept. Let me know how many of you have heard about it. We implement a concept which is with the name defense in depth. How many of you have heard about it? Defense in depth. Okay. Even if not heard about it, that's fine. Defense in depth. Okay. By the word, see, word plays an important role over here. If you even have to take a wise guess, what is defense in depth? Doesn't matter if it does not matter, it has to be correct. Okay. Just take a wise guess. What do you think? Defense in depth. No one? Okay. Defense in depth simply means multiple
Sorry.
layer. Yeah.
Yeah, actually, defense in there is like multiple layer. That is one kind of method. They have defined multiple layers. I'm not sure about the one by one layer, but there is like physical layers, application security layers, data security layers, these kind of like monetary security layers, and policy and these public security layers, these kind of layers, network security layers, this kind of layers is there. I'm not sure about like stepwise, like one, two, three, like not sure that.
That is
But
correct.
these things I heard.
Yeah, see,
In
there's no one.
in other
Yeah,
terms,
Yeah,
in
that.
other terms, you can say like at each level, like you can have user level security, like you can have user farm firewalls, and you can have data center separate firewalls, and you will have your perimeter layer. So is that you want to get it?
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree with that. All the answers are correct over here. So there's no one definite way I would say of data defense in depth. But the thing is, as you have mentioned, simple point, multiple layer of security. That is the end of the story. In short, what we have over here is it can be different layers. If you go out and Google for it, you will see lots of things written in terms of that. Different pictures, different diagrams. A lot of things will be there. But the core of it, what it's actually trying to convey is that we have multiple layer of security over here. Now see, when you go to a shopping mall, for example, or even if you try to go to an airport or somewhere like that, what we see a lot of things over there, right? When I say a lot of things, okay, when you enter a shopping mall, in starting this gate, a lot of gates and entries are there. In the gate, you will see a guard over there. Your car will be stopped, right? They'll be asking you to, they'll be taking a picture of your car or number plate, right? They'll be doing some checkings in your car. Do you have any armed weapon or not? Something like that. You know, from the security perspective, then you will take a token and then they will let you enter. But when you park your car, when you try to enter the mall, do you see another layer of security over there? Do you see guards scanning your bags? They'll be having a metal detector in their hand. Do you see that? Yeah, correct. They'll scan you, right? They will check, do you have any malicious things along with you or not? Any weapon, any drug, anything like that. Then when you enter the shopping mall, again, you will see a lot of CCTV cameras, which will be written that, okay, you are under CCTV surveillance. You will see, you know, fire alarms will be there. Um, Guards will be there monitoring your activity. So a lot of things will be there, right? What actually these are there? These are your multiple layer of security. And most importantly, what is the reason for that, right? What is the reason for those multiple layer of security? We'll discuss in a bit. Okay, in a bit. So continuing with the same, today's topic will be these things: AAA concept basics, defense and depth. CIA triad will be doing some protocols we can discuss. That's fine. First thing first, the human factor is truly security's weakest link. Okay. Now I will try to link all of those things which you have discussed so far. See, it is written the human factor is truly security's weakest link. Why do you think so? What would be your points on this? Why do you think security is the weakest link? Oh, sorry, why the human factor is the weakest link in the security? What would be your take? Anyone?
Might be like some of them learn security and then use for the wrong purposes.
Okay.
Ethics is an issue. Even making the
Okay. See, if we talk about 100% efficiency, which one will be giving you the 100% efficiency? A machine
Sir,
or a
a
human?
machine.
Machine, right? What it does, it eliminates your human errors. Do you agree with that?
Yes, sir. It increases the precision level of work.
Yes, correct. It increases the precision level for us. True. Reason means, see, humans, they have a lot of things. We have emotions, we have feelings, we get stressed, we get fatigue. You know, we are not in the same mood every day. So we cannot perform with 100% efficiency. And the classic example, to be very honest, would be a phishing email. In the phishing email. So what do you see? Everyone knows, I hope everyone knows what is a phishing email, right? Everyone over here might have experienced one. Do you know what it does, the phishing email? It takes an advantage of your emotions. How many of you have got phishing email over here? Let's see. Let's take some real-time case studies. How many of you have received phishing email?
Too many. Like in corporate, we conduct phishing
Correct.
drill attack.
Simulations,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
Yes. Too many drills will be there. Yeah.
Too many drills will be there. One thing common you might have seen. Yeah, other you've seen something. Sorry.
No, we do get so many phishing mails. Like normally, like just log in into this, so you will get that exact information. Like that, we used to get
Correct.
in
Correct.
organizations also. We will get some other links.
Absolutely. So before dropping that link, you might have seen they write something on over the email to manipulate you, right?
Yes, yes.
So what do? They take an advantage of our emotions. They create such kind of an urgency that it will make you react and give your credentials to the attackers. I'll give you a very simple example. How many have seen Naptol? That kind of an ad, something which runs on TV, television. Naptol. Anyone? Where they are selling some products, crockeries, these kind of things.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yes.
What do? They say, It's a last minute, one piece left, hurry up, otherwise you will miss it. Something like this.
Yes, sir. Be the lucky customer. Last two.
Yes, that's correct. So what they're doing, they're creating the urgency and scarcity. So our minds are trained in such a way. See, even if I say there's a lion in front of you or a tiger in front of you, right? Your brain will stop working out of fear, out of that condition. And whichever the way I will show you, you will start running over there. You won't doubt it, you won't question it, nothing. You will just start running. That's what happened with these kind of attacks. The phishing email tries to manipulate you, creating the urgency, creating the fear that okay, I have got your personal pictures, I'll leak it. If you do not want me to do it, click on this link and do that kind of an activity. So they create these things, they manipulate you. And this is the reason I have this line is there. The human factor is truly security's weakest link. But having said that, without the proper training, with the proper amount of training and awareness, they can be the strongest link as well. Right? So that's why, see, for if you talk about from the attackers or hackers point of view, to be very honest, um, let's see, even if I give you this example, you have a task. The task is that you need to get the access to my mobile phone or my laptop. Now you have two options. Either you can hack it, crack the password, get the access. Second way is be friends with me and gain my trust, and then I myself will be providing you the access to the system. Out of these two options, which one is more easy?
First one.
Last one, second one,
First one.
cracking the password of my system.
Yeah. Because like
Are
becoming the friends, gaining the trust, it takes a lot of time in that.
okay? I
But
agree with
that's
that.
easy.
I agree with that it takes some amount of time. That you are correct on that part. But do you think cracking the password is a 1 minute job or a 1 hour job?
Not really.
We'll show you
But yeah,
that.
it can be faster than the second one. Like
No.
if a person wants some information in very urgent, like in some less time, can prefer to that one.
No, see, thing is, whenever the attacks are happening, the attacks are very well planned. Attacks are always well planned. If you take even a small scenario, when there is a burglar or a thief is there trying to steal something from your house, do you think it just popped up in their mind and they just went to your home? No. They study about everything. They will notice when you are in your home, when you are out. What are your office hours? What are your working hours? What are your walking time? They will note each and everything, and then they will perform this, the activity in your house. Then they will try to steal when everything is not there. And when they know you're not present in your house or you're sleeping, something like that. Everything is well planned, to be very honest. Even if I talk about that cracking the password, which seems very easy, I agree with that. But we'll show you this later, okay? Not today. But yeah, even cracking the password can take lots and lots amount of time, even months, to be very honest. That's why it is suggested. Like, see, I keep my passwords of at least 15 characters. 15, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, everything is there, and it's unique. An attacker is not able to guess that. I can guarantee my password. I can guarantee that. And for ease of work, that's why humans are targeted. That's why we make the friends gain their trust and then perform the attack. Okay. How many have seen the movie Dhurandhar or these kind of a thing? Anyone?
Yes.
They send their
Durandar
spy.
one.
Yes. They send their spy in the other country, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
They could have hacked the system, isn't it? They could have cracked the password. Why need to send the spy over there and gain the trust? I hope you're getting my point, what I'm trying to convey over here, right?
Yes.
So it does take time, but gives you better results. So humans, the main factor is human factor over here, which we are trying to convey, is considered the weakest link. That's why phishing emails are done. That's why their local systems are targeted. This is the reason, because there's a less security and humans fell for the top. And that's why defense in depth, which we were talking about, which means for these reasons, what do we have? We have multiple layer of security. multiple layers of security we do have. If you see over here, we have perimeter security, we have network security, we have server and endpoint security, we have application user security, and data security. Right. The whole point, see, we are trying to secure our data or information. I agree with that. Right. That is the core thing. This would be a core part. This is core. Even if I ask you, what is the most important thing for an organization? What do you think?
Data.
Data.
Good one. Data. Multiple answers can be there. Someone can say finance and everything. Most important thing would be your brand reputation. This will be the most important thing. See, data directly, indirectly represents a brand reputation. Why I'm saying that is, if the data is leaked, if a data is, even if we take in, not from organization perspective, we can take it from individual's perspective also, right? If your data is leaked, what will happen? If your personal pictures are leaked, what will happen? Your reputation will be damaged, correct? Any celebrities' pictures are leaked, their reputation will be damaged. Agree?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So data directly and indirectly represents a brand reputation, and that is the most important thing. See, for example, let's suppose there's a bank. Okay. This is the bank. Now, thief went inside the bank and they stole all the money. Money is gone now. They stole it. Now, being a customer now, would you trust this bank? Would you invest your money? Would you put your money inside this bank anymore?
No,
No. Why? Lost the
because
trust?
there will be a risk. Yes, sir. Same.
Yes. Trust is gone. So reputation got impacted, right? So brand reputation is not good. So they will lose the customers, they will lose the trust, they will lose the shareholders, they will lose everything. So main game is brand reputation, to be very honest. So everything, data, directly and indirectly represents that. So that's what the data is core. It will lead to that thing only. So over here in defense and depth, what we have represented multiple layer of security. Why there is multiple layer of security? There is a reason for that. Multiple layer of security. The reason for having multiple layer of security is that in case if a attacker or a hacker is able to bypass one layer, all they will see is another layer of security. Okay, all they will see is another layer of security, which is like a task again for them to crack it. So we are not giving everything in a one go. We are implementing multiple layer of security, so the attacker will be caught or it will be detected, and we can stop that attack before a huge damage can happen. So similarly, when you go to airport, guards will, in the starting, before you enter the gate, guards will check your ID card and everything. Then you enter, you take your boarding pass. Then you go for the immigrations or security check will be there. Then again, you have to take out of your shoes, your laptops, your batteries, everything. Then they will scan you, your bags will be scanned. Then you'll be allowed to enter. Then again, before boarding the plane, before you take a seat, again they can do the checking one more time. So what they're doing, multiple layer of security is there, so that in case if one is bypassed by the attacker, all they will find is another security layer, which makes it difficult to perform the attack. So over here we have data security, we have application and user security, we have server and endpoint, we have network security, we have perimeter security. If I'm talking about perimeter security, it's an outer layer. It's a first line of defense where we are using gateways, we are using firewalls, we are using VPNs or any external threat filtering. Then we have network security. Here, what we do, we protect internal communication. using IDS, IPS segmentation, secure protocols will be there. That is another part of the story. Server and endpoint is there. Like we harden our systems with patching. Anyone knows what is a patching?
Yeah,
Doing
security
upgrades.
updates.
Yes. Anti-malware or antivirus, which are installed in our endpoints as in our systems. Patching means um, the updates which you get in your Windows, in your mobile phone. So for those who do not know it, whenever you receive an update, whenever you're receiving an update, we say it slows down our system, but that's not actually the reality. It does because it takes some space. But if you ever read that update, you will see things written over there that this bug is fixed, that bug is fixed, and so on. Those things. Okay. That's what patching means basically. Fixing the vulnerabilities, fixing the bugs over there. Okay. Clear? Now, that is endpoint. Anti-malwares are there, antiviruses are also there, which are installed in a system to secure it. Then we have application and user security. Right. Here, we secure our applications. We manage the identities of users. How? Via AAA concept, you can say authentication, authorization. And we have secure coding practices also. Secure coding practices. Like these are for the developers, to be very honest, the secure coding part, to write the codes in a better way so that there is no vulnerabilities or flaws present over there. Okay, that is application user security. Like for example, applications like Facebook, Instagram. So when you are trying to access that, you see, first of all, there will be an authentication. You have to prove your identity. You will write your username, you will enter your password, then only you will get the access to it, right? Then we have data security, which is the core, as I told you. This focus on protecting your sensitive data. How we can protect it? We can protect it performing encryption. We'll discuss about it. We can protect it by using access controls. And we also have something which is known as DLP. DLP is in data loss prevention, which helps us to protect the data from being lost. Right? So it does not allow other devices to copy and paste your data. It prevents the data's leakage, transferring to someone else, some other devices. These things are performed by it. Encryption access control we'll discuss in a bit in the next slide. So thing is, multiple concepts are there. Now, when we're talking about information security, you can include cybersecurity in it. There are three core areas of it, or three core pillars. Okay, what are those pillars? Or elements? CIA triad, we call it. C stands for confidentiality. I stands for integrity. A stands for availability. Okay, that's what your CIA triad means. So first thing is there, if you talk about confidentiality, this is the one. As per your understanding, what is confidentiality?
To keep our personal data confidential.
Nice. Anyone else for
The
confidential?
data is accessible only through an authorized person. Like we have given the permission, then only you can access it. Otherwise, no one can access it. So it remains secure.
Okay. Authorization, good one. Good one, good one, good one. Yeah, that's one answer. The example which you took before of your laptop, data inside your laptop, can that be example of confidentiality? Think about it. You have a laptop, the data belongs to you since that's your laptop. So preventing the access of your data from others what we did, we implemented a lock over there, like we entered the pin code or a pattern, something like that, to access it. So can we say that through that we are achieving confidentiality?
Yes, I think to a basic level we are doing it.
Yeah, even more than that, I would say. Yeah, perfect. See, confidentiality means confidential information, right? Let's suppose this is two best friends. They are telling the secrets to each other. Okay, their secrets with each other. Now, just like we do with our best friends, if there is a third person, will you share this secret to the third person about you or about your friend, your best friend? Will you do that? No, right?
No, sir.
That is what is confidentiality. Preventing from the unauthorized access. That is what is confidential. Simple. Preventing the unauthorized access is known as your confidentiality. This is what it is. Simple. End of the story. Right? How we can achieve it? Yes, your authorization, which you mentioned, I absolutely agree with that. You can say authentication can be part of it, access controls in a way, right? Authorizations, I agree with that. A simple way, the encryption is also there. Anyone knows what is an encryption? Encryption.
Sir, encryption is somehow like us we are securing the data between the two parties, the sender and the receiver. The other one cannot access other apart from these two parties.
Correct. Where have you seen encryption?
Sir, WhatsApp chat say end-to-end encryption.
Yes, correct. Okay. So whenever you're communicating with someone over the WhatsApp for the very first time, you might have seen in the background it says end-to-end encryption. It means end-to-end encryption means whosoever is the sender and whosoever is the receiver, only these two are the authorized entity. So that means since these two are the only authorized entity, they can have the access to the data in a very plain text format. Rest, anyone in between who try to intercept it and steal it, for them the data will be logged. It will be totally logged. Logged as in it will be not be visible to them in a plain text format. Okay, it will be like gibberish or some pseudo random values you can see will be presented in front of them. So they won't be able to crack it, they won't be able to understand it anyway. Okay, so give you another example where it is being used. Out of these two, which one is more better, which is more secure?
HTTPS,
This one. Why?
because it is the secure version of HTTP.
Yes, this S represents security. So basically, HTTP, why it is not suggested to be used? Because whatever the data you are sending, even if you're trying to send your login credentials, they go in a very plain text, as in a readable format. Whereas in HTTPS, it is secured. It is encrypted. You won't be able to read it. No chance of reading it. That's what makes the difference. This S is for encryption, you can say. It encrypts the data, makes it unavailable or unreadable for the attackers who is trying to steal the data. That is what confidentiality is. I'll give you another example. Because the whole goal is preventing from the unauthorized access or disclosing it. How many have heard about NDA? NDA is a non disclosure agreement. Non-disclosure agreement, which you sign with the organization or company or something. NDA form means whatever is written, like, okay, if I am having a deal with Ajay, let's suppose there's a deal which we are having, any business deal or something, we will sign the NDA form. That means that information of that deal or that business should not be shared with any third party, neither by Ajay, neither by Adi. No one can share it. If either one of us did, another one can file the complaint. It's a legal case. Again, that is part of your confidentiality, achieving confidentiality. There are various ways to do so. Okay. Is this clear? Confidentiality part?
Yes, sir.
Perfect. Do you want to see how it looks like the plain text data in HTTP, how it can be intercepted? Like, do you want to see how it looks when HTTP credentials are being cached?
Yes.
Yeah. What about others?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So just give me 1 minute. I'll just show you. Okay. Okay. Sharing the screen. Let me know once it's visible.
Hello.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes. We can see some terminal.
Perfect. So this is like a Kali only. I'm just trying to show you over here. Only to all these steps as of now. I'll open a tool.
Are we going to cover Kali Linux also in this batch?
For today's webinar, not today, but later maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, it will. This Kali Linux also will be covered, right?
Fundamentals we can do. No problem.
Uh,
We can do that.
yeah. Okay.
Okay, if you see this website, is it HTTP or HTTPS?
It's look like not secure. It's HTTP.
HTTP?
Yes.
Can you click on that lock? Yeah, see, it says not secure.
Absolutely. So we can say it's HTTP, correct? And it is advised not to use HTTP, and let's see the reason behind it. So I'll do what, I'll capture some traffic over here. I'll explain that later. See. Let's see the normal working first. Okay. Ideally, what happens? We'll write the user, let's suppose admin, and I'll write admin over here. Click on login. It says hello, admin user. It's a normal functionality, right? That's how things works. Correct? I'll sign out. I'll click on intercept. Now let's see. Oh, let's see. Let's go to the login page first. Sign in, and now I will intercept on. Intercept as in capturing the request in between. Right, admin, and let's suppose I'm writing password admin only. That is a password actually. Click on login. Now something happened. If you give it a read to this, can you see the user ID and password in a plain text format over here?
Yes.
Give it a read. Here.
Yes, sir.
This is the reason. This is exactly the reason we say why HTTP should not be preferred. Because your data can be seen in the plain text format easily. If it was HTTPS, I tell you, you won't be able to see anything over there. You won't be able to understand actually anything over here. That's what it does. Make sense now? Okay.
Yes.
Perfect.
Only the username and password can be seen as plain text, or something else also can be captured from if the website is like with HTTP.
Session ID, cookies,
Uh-huh.
is to steal the session. These things are very useful to steal someone else's session. So if you are working in a bank website, for example, so I can to impersonate you, I will be trying to steal your cookies or sessions, and I will be impersonating that session in my system now. and I'll be able to log into your bank accounts. And I can do the transactions. So these things are quite necessary. Okay.
Got it.
Perfect. Okay. Let me do this. Sounds interesting.
Yes.
So, in short, that is what is your confidentiality, everyone. As simple as that. Now, I'll do this. Now here I. I stands for integrity. Anyone knows what integrity stands for?
Like if you are transferring some data, like the attacker should not intercept and get or modify the data.
Yes. Data accuracy, in short.
Yeah.
Answer says the voice is breaking. Is it so? Is my voice breaking? Others?
No, it's clear.
Perfect. Thank you for the confirmation. This answer to her. Okay, awesome. Integrity. See, those who know that's great. There'll be a question for that. I'll give you two statements, even for those who know this. Integrity. Does it protect from data manipulation, or does it verify data manipulation? Out of these two, which one is the correct statement?
Second one.
Verify?
Yeah.
See, that is correct. Integrity is indeed about the data accuracy, data manipulation, but does not prevent from it. It verifies data manipulation or data accuracy for you. That means if there's a sender, let's suppose if Mansoor sends a text, let's suppose wrote hello to, let's suppose you send it to Shubham. So what integrity means, it will be checked at Shubham's end that whether Shubham is receiving hello or not. If Shubham is receiving hi instead of hello or bye instead of hello, with the help of integrity, we will be able to know that, okay, some data manipulation was done. It won't prevent from manipulation, it will verify if data manipulation has been done, whether your data is accurate or not. It checks that. So if there is any changes in the data, integrity will be helping us to verify that, okay, it is no more the genuine one. It's no more a genuine case. For example, in cricket, have you heard about ball tampering?
In cricket ball?
Yeah, ball tampering.
Yeah.
Yeah. What it does,
I
we
heard
use
it.
a sandpaper to,
To rub it.
rub the ball and make some changes into it. Correct? It's called cheating, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
At
sir.
that very moment, the game lost its integrity. It's no more the genuine one. Changes has been done. Manipulation was done. That is over here. So when you play the games, be it like PUBG or any mobile game or any e-games, Whenever there's a hacker, what do we say? Oh, hacker, 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 hacker. So that means the game is no more genuine. No, its integrity has been compromised. It has been changed. That's what integrity helps us to verify. If you're in a bank, to be very honest, confidentiality would be there to protect your accounts from any unauthorized access. So if confidentiality is not there, anybody would be able to take the access to your bank accounts. If integrity is not there, anyone would be able to do the changes in your transaction and you will never know about it. Right. Then, how we can achieve integrity? We have one of the ways, hashing, we call it. Not deep diving much into it as of now. But a hash values we have, checksums, hashing, that help us to verify the integrity. Then the last one is there, which is A. A stands for availability. What do you mean by availability, anyone?
Always up and running, always available to the users.
Whenever the user is accessing, that time the data is available. There is not much delay. The request is like fulfilled within the second.
Correct. Correct. So can I say that the data and the services are available to its genuine users 24/7 or whenever required? That's what availability means.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. How can we achieve availability? Think about it. Think about it. How can we achieve availability? It's not about equal part only. In general, also you can say. I'll give you a hint. Let's suppose the session is there, right? We are running this session as of now. If there's a power cutoff in my area, how can I make sure this session keeps on running?
You should have
You need
UPS.
to have backup system, some backupping.
Nice. I should have some UPS or a backup, right? Or inverter, generator, something to make sure the session keeps on running. So what we are trying to make sure that the session is available, right? Are these available? And we are continuing the session. We're going into this webinar. That is what availability means. Making sure data and the services and the resources are available whenever it is required by its genuine users. So how can we achieve it? We have multiple ways to achieve that. One, you just mentioned the one, which would be this.
Redundancy.
Redundancy, very good one. You mentioned redundancy. Availability. Backups are a part of your availability. Right. If things are not available, then what's the point, right? It's like you went for shopping, right? And there's a store, but the clothes are not available over there, or the store manager is not available. So you won't be able to buy anything over there, and they lost the business right away. So availability is quite important as well. It plays an equal role over there. Okay. Now, when we are talking about it, there are a lot of attacks, in each one of them. There are different types of attacks, but I'm just talking about availability part. Anyone knows any attack which is very famous against availability?
DDoS attack.
Okay. Okay. Before you answer what is DOS or DDoS, just wanted to know how many of you know what is DOS? How many of you over here knows about it?
Yeah, denial of service.
Yeah,
Or else like DOS prompt.
Perfect.
Can you explain? I don't know about that.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I'm asking. We'll explain that. Awesome. See, DOS means denial of service. Okay, Mansur, meanwhile, you can explain if you want to. You can give it a line. DOS.
For
Yeah.
example, let's say I'll take an example of a airline's website. Okay, if a attacker is keep on trying to uh, hit my website, like maybe it can go down and it will be unavailable for the genuine users, as you says. Then it's like a denial of service for a airline's website. Okay.
Yes. Correct. 100% correct. Now, okay. How many of you have observed this whenever you have given any government exam or high school or intermediate exams? When you're trying to see your results, how many of you have experienced this that the website does not load for you or it is not opening or something like that? Ever
Correct.
noticed?
Yes,
Yes,
yes.
sir.
Yes, sir.
That is exactly your DOS only. Someone is not attacking at the time, but actually is. Why
Number
DOS
of user
happens?
attempts.
Yes.
Overload.
The main reason is your resources are consumed over here. That is the main reason for it. I'll give you a very simple example.
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
Actually, he talk about these. I like they were saying like there will be attacks, and you're talking about the site is more consumed because of that the site is down. There is like different, sir, right now.
No, that attack actually consumes the resources only. That is the theory. I'll explain you.
That is not a DOS attack, right now.
Which one? That government exam part.
Yes.
That example was to convey what DOS looks like, but exactly that is a genuine case. But attacker can also do the same. I'll explain you that. I'll explain you. Okay. Let's suppose, for example, right now, take it as me. This is Adi, okay? I have two hands, and these two hands are my resources, correct? Okay. In one hand, I am holding a cricket bat. In the other hand, let's suppose I'm holding a hockey. Now, if you give me, let's suppose a basketball, would I be able to handle that?
No,
No.
Why?
because to like both hand is busy, like is holding something.
Yes, correct. Both the resources are busy. They're already occupied. Until and unless I drop one, I won't be able to handle this basketball, right? So for this customer or for this basketball, there is an availability issue, correct? Because my resources are
Yes.
not available to entertain it.
Yes.
Similarly, what happens? Attackers, what do they do? They send lots of fake requests to consume the server's resources. When I'm saying server's resources, think it like a CPU. When you open multiple application in your system, have you ever seen your CPU memory is consumed? Its utilization is high. Ever seen that? 90%, 100%. Now, if you try to open another application, you will see it will be a failure. It will not be able to load that application for you. Correct? Why? Because CPU's resources are already consumed by other applications. That's what brings the availability issue. So in DOS, attackers do what? They sends lots of fake requests to the server or the target and consume all of its resources. And now when any genuine user is trying to open that website or trying to access that server, they won't be able to access it. Reason being, all the resources are already consumed. Now your request will not be entertained. So the reason I gave you that example of government website, just to relate with it. What happens in that, although nobody's trying to perform the DOS attack, but it is directly, indirectly in that way only. Because multiple users are there, multiple people gave that examination. So all of us are at the same time are trying to access that website to see our results. Now that server will be having its limitations. So it can give resources to 100 people, let's suppose. Rest 304 people who are trying to access that website, they won't be able to load it. And thus that's a DOS attack, denial of service. That website won't be able to, we won't be able to access that website. It's down for us. Make sense? What DOS is?
Yes, I got. Thank you.
Perfect. That is denial of service. So when DOS is being performed from one system, that is DOS. When it is being performed by multiple systems, it is DDoS. DDoS as in distributed denial of service. Okay. Distributed denial of service. That's your CIA triad. Any question in this one? All good? Perfect. I hope it's clear. So these three are very core elements, okay? Very core elements of information security. Now, in this only, we have a concept which is AAA concept. AAA stands for authentication. This one. Authentication. This stands for authorization. And this is all accounting, accountability, auditing. A lot of words are there for this. Okay. Now, what do you mean by authentication? Anyone? Simple words. Authentication.
Who can access?
Who is the like user?
I'll move to the next slide also. There you go. Give it a read and tell me that what is authentication as a form. Take it time, no hurry. Just tell what is authentication. In authentication, so basically what we do, we are giving our credentials, we are writing a username and password, correct? Isn't it? So what we are doing, we are proving what we claim to be. So if I'm claiming that, okay, this is Adi, so how will I prove that? By entering my credentials over there. I have my identity as in username, then I will enter my password and claiming who I am over here. So I'm entering passwords, biometrics, all of those things. That is what authentication is, right? Fair enough?
Yes.
Then we have authorization. What do you mean by authorization?
So like what kind of permission does the user have? Like the one who is
Yeah,
logging, we can access like in the banking system, the customer has only access to like amount he or she is depositing in his account. Like he can transact
absolutely.
it, but not complete banking system, he cannot access it. That's the authentication.
Absolutely. Absolutely. 100% correct. This is what it is, right? Authorization. See, the keyword already was mentioned, the permissions. That's the keyword. Okay. Access levels we've allotted in respect. Now, simple example. Um, hmm. Everyone might be having Facebook or Instagram account, right? When you log in into your Instagram account, that will be part of your authentication. Authorization means word that okay. When you log in into your Instagram account, From that, are you able to see my messages, my inbox, or are you able to delete my account? Can you do that?
No, sir.
No.
No, we cannot do that, right? That is exactly your authorization because you're not allowed with those permissions. Yeah, if I would say admin, the admin of Instagram, they can delete my account, right? They can ban my account because they are authorized to do so. So authorization is all about permissions, the access levels shared to you. So if you go to your college, if you go to your office, so you go to your cubicle. You cannot directly go to your, VP's or director's office and sit over there and do work. No, because you're not authorized to do so. Your ID card, or your role, you do not have those permissions in your role, in your job role, in your job profile that you can access that role. That is what authorization simply means. A simple example. Uh, in your Windows, have you ever noticed there's this thing? Okay, when you try to delete a file or something, it says you're not the admin user. Correct? Ever noticed? Or you have to be the admin user to delete this file. So what does that mean? That being a normal user, you're not authorized to delete that file. You're not authorized to access that file or install that file. You have to have the admin privileges for it. That is what authorization is. Depending on the permissions allotted to you, you do the activity. Okay. So whether you have read write permissions, you have um, execute permissions, depending on what permission you have that kind of authorization. Then we have accounting. Anyone for accounting?
Yes, sir. Like
Yeah.
how much of the like with the same example of banking system I mentioned, like the system and the server keeps a track, like someone like a customer one is like doing a transaction, like how much he or she has transacted in the account, is it
Correct.
crediting or debiting, like maintaining a track of
Yes, yes.
whatever is going on, like
How do we do that? Using logs.
okay.
Simple, right? Using logs. What I mean to say over here is, okay, yeah. Whenever you call someone, okay, let's take an example. Okay, let's suppose Anshul is there. Okay, and I went to Anshul. Okay, and I said I might be like a stranger. I said, Anshul, I just really need to make this call. It's urgent. My phone is dead, or I lost my phone or something, but I really need to make this call. It's quite urgent. So Anshul, okay, being nice and polite, Anshul gave me the phone and I made a call. And then I went away. The very next thing, what Anshul will do over here? What do you think? The very next thing, which Anshul will do.
Check the recently open apps.
Yes. Will
Checking the
you
call log.
exactly checking the call log, right? To whom
Yes.
are they called? Where is this number? Is it international or local? What was the duration? Everything. So log captures all those details. All the activities which you have done are captured in the logs. That is accounting or accountability. So that you can be accountable for activities which you have done. So basically, whatever the work which you do in the organization, every activity which you do creates a log. Those logs are helpful in terms of accountability. Okay, so later you cannot deny that, okay, I didn't do it. Right? That is for that reason only. So if you did this, you are accountable for those activity, and how we can prove that with the help of logs. It's a record which is being maintained. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. That is accounting. So basically, when we're talking about authentication a bit more, a few more things are there. In this, you might have heard about a concept which is with the name MFA. Do you know what is MFA? This MFA, or it stands for multi-factor authentication. Anyone knows what does it mean?
Yes, there are multiple step authentication, like we'll verify the user is the same one who is logging in.
Correct.
Like these days, Google also uses it for verifying the mail ID user.
Yes. Good one. Good one. Good answer. So, let's see. Actually, there are three authentication factors. The core ones. One is something you know. Another one is something you have. And the third one is something you are. Three authentication factors. Something you know means something which you remember, okay, which you have to recall or which you need to memorize before you can implement it. So anything which you memorize, what would it be? An example? Passwords,
Yes, sir.
patterns. Perfect. Something you have would be like your ownership, which you own. Okay. For example, your ID card, even your car key can be example of something you have, which you own, which you carry with yourself. Something you are. Any guess? Something you are
Authenticate user or not, something like that.
using biometrics. Authentication is there, but using biometrics. Something you are, as in fingerprint, face recognition, right? Biometrics. These are the three core authentication factors when we're talking about in terms of authentication. Okay. Thing is, individually, each one of them has their own respective weaknesses. Each one of them. Something you know has it, something you have it, and something you are as well. For example, for the password, can we say password can be cracked? Password can be guessed. Yeah, it can be cracked, it can be guessed, right? For the password part.
Yes, sir.
Perfect. For the ID card, what can happen in terms of weakness for the ID card?
It can be lost.
Good one. So someone can steal it, stole it, right? It can be lost. It can be cloned, right? Fair enough. For biometric, when we talk about for the fingerprint, if you say, what can happen with the fingerprint? Someone can chop your finger and use it to authenticate. Possibility. It can be a possibility, right? Else, someone can clone, or not clone, I would say someone can create the template of your fingerprints. It can be done. Do you know that? You might have seen this, using some your fingerprints, they can make a, another fingerprint with using the same thing. So maybe your fingerprints were in the glass. From there, they can seal it and they can create something which can be helpful to bypass your fingerprint authentication. Have you ever seen this in movies or something?
Yeah, I just saw in movie.
Yes, sir. Same.
Exactly. Perfect. So individually, each one of them have their own weaknesses. That is the reason what we have multi-factor authentication. Multi-factor authentication means having two or more than two authentication factors. Having two or more than two authentication factor will be known as a multi-factor authentication. Okay. Now, for example, when you're doing a transaction in a bank, do you implement your password or your PIN? Correct? After that, what happens? Does it do your transaction or does it give you any another authentication factor? Think about it.
OTP, sir.
Yes, it gives you OTP. Correct? So why OTP? So that in case if your password is cracked, still you have another authentication factor to verify your identity or to do your transaction. So if one is compromised, still another one is there secured to secure your transaction from the attackers. Okay. So this OTP, where will you fit this OTP? Out of these three, something you know, something here, something you are.
It's
Where
kind
will you
of
put?
MFA.
The MFA will be there, but will be something you know, something you have, or something you are. The OTP part.
Sir, I think it's something you have.
Something you have. Why? Because you receive OTP where? In your
device, like
mobile
mobile or
device.
laptop. Yeah,
Correct. Yes. Exactly. That's what is something you have. So it is always suggested to use two different or two or more than two different authentication factors. It should not be like this. Password plus PIN. No. It should be different. Not in the same category. Not in the same authentication factor. It is not suggested to use it this way. That's why it is quite important to have multi-factor authentication, especially for your banks, for Gmail accounts, for social platforms as well. Okay, wherever possible, you should go with the multi-factor authentication factor. It will be beneficial for you. And these are a couple of ways I have written. There can be many, many, many more than this, to be very honest. We have, okay, interesting one I will do. First one is like palm based, biometric only it will say. Palm scan it is. Palm as in your entire palm will be scanned and can be used for authentication also. One is vascular something. Vascular, I forgot the exact word. Vascular is there, vascular authentication. What it does, it checks for your veins, blood vessels inside it. They also have some pattern. Okay, if I say this signature, okay, if I put a signature like this, can you copy the signature exactly the same way? Can it be used as an authentication factor?
Yes,
You can copy it, right?
correct.
You might have done this very well in your school days or college days also. Whenever teacher
Yes,
is
sir.
asking, right? Whenever teacher is asking to bring your parent's signature, then you just, without telling them, you just make a signature and then show it to your teacher. So on notebooks, on piece of a paper, it can be done. I agree with that. But we do have digital pads where actually every signature is also unique. It's unique. How? Because the pressure points where you put some pressure would be different. For me, if I could have pressured over here, put a pressure over here, for here, or maybe over here, you might be able to copy it, but those pressure points, that fluency, you won't be able to map it. Those things make the signature unique, which, see, again, I'm telling you, these are not the primary ones. These can be as your secondary authentication factor, but these are there. These things happen. Palm based, blood vessel based, signature based, voice based. Again, voice cannot be used as a primary authentication factor, but yeah, it is a secondary authentication factor. So a lot of authentication factors are there. Lots and lots of authentication factors are there. But the whole point of MFS is whichever you want to use, that's fine. But go with two or more than two authentication factors to make sure your account is safe. That's what you can do. Okay, because in case if one is compromised, attacker will be able to get the access of your account. So to prevent that, we need to have multi-factor or multi-factor authentication present over there. Okay. Clear with this? So getting back to that question, just the last bit, won't stress much to you. One second. In order to make a password strong, what all things needs to be present over there? What makes a password strong? Let's see. You guys need to, I need your input over here.
Some
More
uppercase,
than
special
two.
character,
Uppercase,
number.
lowercase.
Okay, great. So we'll say uppercase.
More than
Lower.
8 numbers and
I was going to ask that. Special characters. Length. What should be an ideal length? What do you say?
8 to 16.
Nice. 15, 16, 12, 8 to 16. 8 still would be less, I would say. That we'll see later. So I'm saying that. But 8 can be there, but your password has to be unique. That is the condition. And whichever is your special account. When I say special account, I mean to say privileged account. When I'm saying privileged account, I mean to say admin accounts. Because they are the ones who have a lot of permissions, right? For these kind of an accounts, you have to have at least 15 to 16 characters of a password. That is a must. Because these are special accounts. If attacker is able to access these accounts, they can do wonders. They can do a lot of things inside the machine. They can see a lot of data and a lot of damage can be done to the organization. That's why at least for these accounts, 15, 16 characters should be there. 8, I'm agreeing with a lot of standards and publications have listed out 8, but still, it has to be unique. It should not contain any common password or common word. So it should be unique. You cannot put like this password at the rate 123 or admin as an admin and like that. That can be risky. So for that, let's see one thing. Have you heard about this website? Have I been on?
no, sir.
Let me show you that. It is interesting. I'll share the link also with you all. Sharing in the chat. Are you able to open that?
Yes, sir.
Great. Now, what it tells you regarding your email IDs, whether they are fine or not, or whether they have been part of a breach or not. So you can put your email ID, and it will give you an information whether this email ID has been part of a breach or not. Put email ID. I'll put some random over here. Let's suppose.
Is it safe to put?
Yeah, it's fine. See, even if you do not want to put from the security reasons, that's fine, but I'll show you over here in my screen. Can you see the output? I wrote admin@gmail.com, right? What does it say? It has been part of 281 data breaches. Oh no, pawn. This email address has been found in multiple data breaches. Review the details below to see where your data was exposed. So it tells you all of these platforms, Breach forums, Crunchyroll, where you can see the anime movies, Breach forum version 5 is there, Car Gurus is there, Instagram when it was compromised in January 2026. Wow, January 2026, see, data allegedly scraped via an Instagram API was posted to a popular hacking forum. Data set contained 17 million rows of public Instagram information, including username, display name, account IDs, and in some cases, geolocation data. One of these records, 6.2 million, included an associated email address. Some also contained a phone number, the scraped data, and many things more. Now, if you see this thing, what was compromised? Display name, email address, geographic location, phone numbers, username. Let's suppose over here, I cannot annotate. Okay, I don't have. I do not have the annotations permissions, otherwise I would show you. Okay, anyway, let's suppose display name is admin. Email address admin@gmail.com. Attacker has my geographic location also. Attacker has the phone number as well. And they have the username. Let's suppose username was admin underscore 10. Now, if you were the attacker and you have these details, what would be your next step? With the help of this email address, would you try to perform a phishing email to that account? You can do that, right? You have the phone number as well, isn't it? You can scam them. You can put a malware inside these devices using social engineering techniques, phishing emails. So these things are quite important. This is how attackers are using it. Changing the password credentials for being more secure. Actually, exactly, it can be done, definitely. See, in breach forums, if you see, the user's email address was compromised, their password in this platform was compromised, their username in this platform was compromised. So, for example, the email address was admin@gmail.com. Their password might be admin@123. The username was, let's suppose, admin_10. So, if I was an attacker, what I would have done, since I got the Gmail address, since I got the password which was kept by this user in this platform, but what we people has this habit is we keep the same password in different social platforms, right? The same password would be of Gmail, the same password would be of Instagram, same password would be of banking accounts, and so on, which increases the risk. Because if attacker is having that password by breach of one platform, they can try the same password against the different platforms also, because they have an email ID as well, they have a usernames. They can give it a try to crack your accounts, and that is possible. Okay. Also, what you can check is this password section is there. If you put a password over here, it will tell you whether this password has been seen in the breaches or not. If I put password @123 and enter, see, this password has been seen these many times in data breaches. So you can put your password if it's old over here to see if it has been part of a compromise or not. But yeah, if you put your password, obviously you are making a log entry over here. You're creating a log. So make sure to change your password just for the security reason. Although nothing will happen, but still, after this you can change your password. But this will give you an idea whether this password has been part of a breach or not.
It means like if our email address is appearing in this website, like it means they have our password as well.
If your email address is appearing in this website, let's suppose like this, okay?
Yes, yes. I can see my email address is appearing in two, one in Zomato and one in somewhere.
That means Zomato and
Zomato and some Nitro something.
So these two websites were compromised. From there, attacker has the access to your email address and whatever is displayed over here in these bottom sections. If it is password also, please do make sure to change those things. Okay. So that means it has been part of a compromise and your data was leaked over there. Okay.
Good.
Perfect. So, linking out to the, yeah. Yeah, so the last thing, smart decisions are not just about making the right choice, but about making a choice that aligns with your values and long-term goals, right? So whenever you choose, make sure things are aligned with your values and long-term goals. Your vision should be intact with that, right? And make sure you're aware about the cybersecurity and these things need to be there. So security is all about helping you from organization perspective. To be very honest, this is to boost the business. It has to be aligned with the business. If security is not aligning with the business and the usability, it's of no use. In short, what I mean to say is, when you're doing a transaction, when you're buying something from Amazon, if you have to authenticate yourself 10 times, from security point of view, it's very good. But from business point of view, it's very bad because user will be getting frustrated and they will, switch to another platform. This will lead to losing the business. So things has to be aligned with our values, with our long-term goals. That means security has to be aligned with the businesses, business objective, business goals. Okay. Perfect. Any questions so far? Anyone?
Yes, sir. You told about some hashing things. Like, what is that?
Hashing.
Yes, sir.
Integrity part, right? Hashing is just to verify the integrity. Okay, it is just to verify integrity. It means simply, I'll just draw a figure and we'll try to explain it. Let's suppose this is A and this is B. A is sending hello to B. So what A will do, A will calculate a hash value for it. Let's suppose 1AEFGH. Okay, this is the hash value. We have a lot of formulas in algorithm, like MD5 is there, SHA-256 is there. These are there. Now, when this hello will be received by B, now B will be also calculating the hash value using the same algorithm. So hashing has this property: if the input is same, the output will always be the same. So if B receives hello, B will be using MD5 hashing algorithm, which was used by A. So if the input is same, if it's not manipulated, B will also get the hash value, which is 1FGH. So B will compare this hash B. Let's suppose this is hash B, which B has calculated, and this is hash A. So B will compare hash B with hash A. If they both matches, that means data maintained its integrity. Otherwise, hash value will not match if there was a manipulation. If it was a high, for example, instead of hello, the hash value for B would be something else, like 2GHZ12. Totally different. And this hash value will not match with hash A. And that's when you realize that some manipulation has been done in between. That's how hashing verifies whether data is accurate or not. Make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. Samir and Achal. Okay, Achal is changing the password credentials from being more secure. I'm just reading it out. Can attacker bypass two-factor authentication if yes? How and what can be vulnerabilities? Less chances. How they can bypass it is if they have the access to your mobile phone, for example, and your passwords also, right? Which is a rare chance. Less things. That's why use two or more than two authentication factors, and make sure to not share your credentials or putting it public. Do not make sure your password is not simple. It should be unique. And yeah, never share your OTPs with anyone. That would be these things to be discussed. To make sure your account is safe. Because scammers also, you might have seen, they ask for the OTP. That's the thing. The vulnerabilities we are not aware. If you're revealing your OTP to anyone, you're pushing yourself into the danger yourself. Okay. And Samir Wala has, I have a doubt regarding example of accountability. When we forgot a password, and try to guess. So it shows you have two more attempts left. So it is also an example of accountability. See, your logs are actually accountability means your logs are creating in the background. Yes. So how this is helpful, I will tell you. When you make a login failure attempt, like login failure, one attempt was made, it will be recorded. A log will be created. You made second, it tells you, 2 attempts are left. It will be also logged. If you made 3, it will be also logged. Now, from security perspective, your account is logged. But if there is no lockout, account lockout policy, if there is no such thing like that, if you made 4, 5, 6, lot of login attempts, a login failure, everything is being logged. And this helps us to get an idea that, okay, maybe someone is trying to guess the password. In the backend, the security team will get an idea that, okay, someone is trying to crack the password or guess the password. Then they will, with the help of logs, all the records will be displayed and they will check who is trying to access the account. Is this really Samir or someone else who is trying to access that account? If it's you, then it's fine. If not, then obviously they have to disable the accounts. Okay. So accountability means responsibility. Yes. Logs really help you to get that. Akshay, if you want to analyze any file packets for security threat detection, is there any tools for that or AI? Definitely, Akshay. If you're trying to access the network traffic, you can go with the Wireshark. And now AI tools are being integrated. I have used Claude actually, and what I did, let's suppose network packet capture was there, right? A lot of traffic was sent in the network. I captured that file, shared that file to the Claude, and Claude gave me the report for it. What is happening over there? Are you sure, Akshay?